got the chance. We could have got into trouble. We couldn't got in a fight. But it don't matter anymore till he has. Oh, hell of a man, got in trouble. Could have got in a fight. It don't matter anymore till he has. Oh, hell of a man.
Well, all right, everybody. Welcome out to Goofy's Bar and Grill for Texas Music Radio Sundays. Hey, man. We got a very special guest with us today. In fact, he's so special. It is his very first time with us. If you look up on your screen right now, you will see my friend and your new friend, Uncle Brent, up there right now. Uncle Brent. He's going to lay it down straight. How are you, sir?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
Man, I cannot complain.
You look really happy back there, all flexible. I saw you doing your stretches before it started.
Oh, yeah, man. That's a daily routine for me.
That one deep lunge you did, I was worried about it. I thought EMS was going to have to be called, but you just pulled it out.
Hey, man, you know, I'm getting old, dude. I'm not as young as I once was.
I don't think any of us are.
Yeah. That's the one guarantee we have in life, right?
That is true. We'll get older and some of us get less limber.
That's it. And less beautiful, too. And I represent that remark. So Brent's never been on the show before, so I'm going to give him a quick breakdown of what we're going to do. Brent is going to play us some of his original music. He is going to play some cover tunes, I'm sure. And he's going to rock us out for the next 50 minutes. In the middle of that, I will stop you, Mr. Brent, and we are going to ask some questions, get to know a little bit about you and what you're doing and how people can get a hold of you. So without further ado, Mr. Uncle Brent, everyone.
And if you're a family member, you call me Uncle Brent.
He says it helps if I turn his guitar on, folks, for the show.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell, but I'll stand my ground. Gonna stand my ground. Won't be pushed around. In a world that keeps on pushing me around, you know I'll stand my ground. And I won't back down. Hey, baby, ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground. No, I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one life. In a world that keeps on pushing me around, you know I'll stand my ground. And I won't back down. Hey, baby, ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground. No, I won't back down. stand my ground. Hey, baby, ain't no easy way out. Hey, I will stand my ground. No, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please wait to take off your clothing, okay? That's a little bit later on. When you walked up behind me and covered my eyes, whispered in my ear, guess who? Well, I rattled off names like I didn't really know it. All along I knew it was you. Well, the more we talked, yeah, the more we laughed. Wondering why we didn't last. Been a long time, but late last night, you were caught up real fast. Maybe it's a little too early to know if this is gonna work. All I know is that you're sure looking good in my shirt. Well, I'm not saying that it's all well and good everywhere that we went wrong. Now I'm seeing what I sure love seeing every morning from now on. Maybe it's a little too early to know if this is gonna work. All I know is that you're sure looking good in my shirt. Maybe it's a little too early to know if this is gonna work. All I know is that you're sure looking good in my shirt. Maybe it's a little too early to know if this is gonna work. All I know is that you're sure looking good in my shirt. You look good in my shirt. You look good in my shirt. Bow down, na 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 na. Bow down, na 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 na. Bow down, na 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 na. Ooh. Thank you very much. I have a few songwriters friends online, and we'll just throw each other ideas back and forth and say, hey, I was trying this the other day. And I have this friend up in Syracuse. I know, by New York. That's scary. But he was going through a divorce, and he might have been working through something, and he sent me this song, and just with lyrics, and I kind of wrote the music, and it's called What's It Gonna Take? Lying awake in this one-room flat, now I'm thinking about how you threw my love away. There's an awful lake in the Chesapeake lane with all your lies, saying I'm the one to blame. How do I trust with a broken heart? How do I climb out of the dark? Where do I go with the hurt I feel? What's it gonna take? Well, why would you cheat and waste all my time? Then say you love me but never compromise. Why would you trash our deepest vows after all the time that I've spent loving you? How do I trust with a broken heart? How do I climb out of the dark? Where do I go with the hurt I feel? What's it gonna take? Well, love and pain, it's all the same. You took everything but my last name. It's all done, our past is sealed. So what's it gonna take for a broken heart to heal? How do I trust with a broken heart? How do I climb out of the dark? Where do I go with the hurt I feel? What's it gonna take? Well, how do I trust with a broken heart? How do I climb out of the dark? Where do I go with the hurt I feel? What's it gonna take? Well, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take for a broken heart to heal? Ron, that one's for you, man. I hope you're feeling a little bit better. This next song is a cover. It's this guy I used to listen to. Actually, my mom and dad used to listen to him as Ronnie Millsap. And I always loved his voice. We'd be driving around with mom and dad in the Bronco. You know, we'd be in the back seat, front seat, everyone unbuckled. Because I don't think we had buckles back then, but we were having a good time. And that's when we weren't standing on the back of the bumper, hanging onto the top. But so this is one of the songs we used to listen to. You can walk out on me tonight, and if you think that it ain't feeling right, but darling, there ain't no getting over me. You can say that you need to be free, but there ain't no place that I won't be, sweet darling. There ain't no getting over me. Be the bill you forgot to pay. I'd be the dream that keeps you awake. Be the song on the radio. Be the reason that you tell the boys and girls, don't you know you can tell everyone that we're through. You may even believe it too, but darling, there ain't no getting over me. Be the face that you see in a crowd. Be the times when you cry out loud. Be the smile when there's no one around. I'll be the book that you just can't put down, so you can walk out on me tonight. And if you think that it ain't feeling right, but darling, there ain't no getting over me. Be the bill you forgot to pay. I'll be the dream that keeps you awake. Be the song on the radio. I'll be the reason that you tell the boys and girls. Don't you know you can tell everyone that we're through? You may even believe it too. But darling, there ain't no getting over me. You'll see, sweet darling, there ain't no getting over me. Ooh. Thank you very much. This next song I wrote after watching a Disney show, so it's going to have a different feel to it, but not a Disney feel. I couldn't keep you all to myself. Though you were beauty, child myself. So I crept to the steps, let you go even though I'd be crushed. You are the best, very best. You are the best, best of me. Yeah. No, this time you may not understand me. Live your life, be all that you can be. Know the pain this may bring. Trying to be free, trying to be happy. You are the best, very best. You are the best, best of me. Yeah. You are the best, very best. You are the best, best in me. These little blunders, a chance in time. These little wonders filled with crime. These little wonders so sublime. These little wonders reasons why. You are the best, very best. You are the best, best of me. Yeah. You are the best, are the best of best of me. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this next song, I was married one time before this last time, and decided I was going to start playing, so I started going out to this place called the Ghost Town out in Manor, and there are no ghosts there, but so I was out there and I started playing with this. It was an open mic, so I started playing with these guys called Elgin Artworks, and through them, I met a few people. I met Uncle Tom, or Pastor Tom. He goes by many things. I just know his name is Tom. And then William, and then a few other people, George and Melanie. So we just kind of go out there every Wednesday. We'd play till law enforcement was called, and then we'd go home. Sometimes home was with law enforcement, but, you know, it is what it is. Little Tom is crunching on a taco somewhere on a monkey road. Thinks he's got a system for the red condition, but it only seems to grow. Nobody's really playing, do a little singing, everybody's loving this show. Throwing rods and banging, man is really handy, but the pay is really low. Sometimes this wheel rolls like a square. Move a little closer, don't be a loner, accept that double dare. In time, we'll be chasing our own tails, chasing our own tails. Well, I wanna know, baby, won't you tell me maybe before we go to jail? Pavlik is a young man smoking like a bandit when broke his first guitar. Hold a little razor, thanks for the favors, and now it's mixing sound for the stars. Kenny's out there drinking, Karen likes my singing, Mel and George are working the bar. We're gonna have a good time before it's a good night cat nap, then we'll sleep in the car. Sometimes this wheel rolls like a square. Move a little closer, don't be a loner, accept that double dare. In time, we'll be chasing our own tails, chasing our own tails. Well, I wanna know, baby, won't you tell me maybe before we go to jail? Sometimes this wheel rolls like a square. Move a little closer, don't be a loner, accept that double dare. Near time, we'll be chasing our own tails, chasing our own tails. Well, I wanna know, baby, won't you tell me maybe before we go to jail? Well, know, baby, won't you tell me maybe before we go to jail? All right, thank you all very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always thought this song should be a country song, but it wasn't. It was a song by Golden Earring. So I'm gonna play this. Yeah, well, you're saying that now, but after I start, you may be like, oh no. You know what always makes me feel good is when I'm in the studio with my producer and he goes, Brent, I think you're doing great, but please don't ever do that again. It's 2 a.m. and the fear is gone. I'm sitting here waiting and the gun is still warm. Maybe my connections are tired of taking chances. There's a gun out on the loose, signs in my head. Wrapped up in the silence, all the circuits are dead. Can I control my whole life spins into a frenzy? Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. This place is Summit Hills, feels like being cloned. Beacons been moved under the moon and stars. Where do I go now that I've gone too far? Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. This place is Summit Hills, feels like being cloned. Beacons been moved under the moon and stars. Where do I go now that I've gone too far? So you will come to know when the bullet hits the bone. I'm staring down a spot case, destination unknown. Double-crossed lover sitting all alone. Can I get through? Can I get through? Where are you? Well, the night's been weighing on his guilty mind. This far from the borderline. Hangman comes, he knows damn well he has been cheated. Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. This place is Summit Hills, feels like being cloned. Beacons been moved under the moon and stars. Where do I go now that I've gone too far? Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. This place is Summit Hills, feels like being cloned. Beacons been moved under the moon and stars. Where do I go now that I've gone too far? So you will come to know when the bullets are thrown. Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. This place is Summit Hills, feels like being cloned. Beacons been moved under the moon and stars. Where do I go now that I've gone too far? Help, I'm stepping into the twilight zone. This place is Summit Hills, feels like being cloned. Beacons been moved under the moon and stars. Where do I go that I've gone too far? So you will come to know when the bullets are blown. So you will come to know when the bullets are blown. Thank you very much. No one threw anything, so I guess it went all right. Thank you very much. This next song is a song that it's also another I wrote. Let me get a drink real quick. Please, y'all at home, drink too. No one needs to be alone tonight. So, this next song I wrote is kind of based off of philosophy that me and one of my friends had in college, and it has to do with if you put your best foot forward, you could still get rejected. But if you put your worst foot first and they accept you, it's fantastic. You don't have to behave any better ever. So that's just a life lesson there. I've been trying just to warn you. Showed all of my cards, but you didn't even move. Welcomed you inside my head. Well, now you're well informed. I put my worst foot first. No, it ain't pretty and it sounds so absurd. Not worst foot first. Self-preservation from all the unchores. Worst foot first. So you can't see me and run. Run if you must. I've been trying just to scare you. Skeleton in closet. Won't you just think it through? Meet the monsters under my bed. Well, now you're well informed. I put my worst foot first. No, it ain't pretty and it sounds so absurd. Not worst foot first. Self-preservation from all the unchores. Worst foot first. So you can't see me and run. Yeah, run if you must. Here's me with no mask. If you don't like it, matter or less. But my worst foot first. No, it ain't pretty and it sounds so absurd. Not worst foot first. Self-preservation from all the unchores. Worst foot first. So you can't see me and run. Yeah, run if you must. So go forth and teach others.
Well, you've been listening here and watching, as it were. You've been watching on Sebby TV Network, YouTube, Facebook, or live streaming on Texas Internet Music Television, Sebby TV, and a couple other of the stations picked up the broadcast on the Sebby TV Network. And you, if you're here, you're watching live from Goofy's Bar and Grill right here in Canyon Lake, Texas, man.
Yeah.
Thank all of you for being here today, and we appreciate it. And just a quick public service announcement before we find out, man, who the hell have I been watching this whole time? If you didn't see it, his name has been beautifully displayed right there in the left-hand corner of your screen. That's Uncle Brent. Uncle Brent, thank you so much for coming out and being my guinea pig to try out some new stuff as we roll into 2023. We had pretty much reserved this for any artist that had a radio single released to Texas radio. In other words, they had to have a current single they were promoting to radio. And, you know, that's a great thing to have, but getting those guys that are really, really busy is kind of hard to tie them down on a Sunday when that might be the only day they got to catch up with their family. And maybe, you know, rolling into Monday, and usually the wife's either going back to work or she's got a house full of children or whatnot to take care of. So we decided to kind of loosen up the reins, as it were, and start experimenting a little bit with bringing in people that aren't just pushing the radio, but are actually performing, because you know, we have a very diverse music scene and everybody's at different places in their career. And, you know, I know everybody in the back of their heart secretly desires either to be a big streaming hit or they, you know, they want to be big on radio. It's one of the two usually, maybe both. I don't know. But Brent, tell us a little bit about your backstory, how you got into all of this, and tell us a little bit about what you do and what your goals are.
My name is Uncle Brent. I'm out of the San Antonio area. I started primarily playing music in the Austin area, and then we moved from Austin to San Antonio, so we're based in San Antonio now. I have a band. It's called Uncle Brent and the No Stone. I just did that because I'm lazy and I don't want to have to change flyers, so it just makes it easy for everyone. You see Uncle Brent, you know that you're getting some version of Uncle Brent. So that's the good thing about it. I probably started writing songs, if I think back, yeah, it was my first year. No, wait, it was my second year of first grade. So that's when I started riding on the walks to school, because I wasn't a fan of school. My parents were, and they were a fan that I go to.
You neither, huh?
Oh, man, it was tough.
Dude, I hated it.
I didn't hate it. I mean, it was.
I like the social part.
It was a way to not have to spend all my time grounded, you know? So as long as I went to school.
There you go. You like the social part.
Uh-huh. And then my parents were like, thank God he made C's this year. God, because if he has to stay here another year, he's already 19. Come on, let's get him out.
You know, I made the mistake when I was younger of doing the opposite of making C's, and then it was expected the rest of the journey, you know. And, you know, they tried like hell. When I think I was in 5th grade, they wanted to put me in this gifted and talented class. And I went into the class and toured it and looked at the fellow classmates, and these were all people I'd grown up with that were in that class. And I was like, I suddenly just really don't think this is for me.
My parents never had that problem with me. I mean, it was just like, God, please, look, we know he's slow. We love him anyway, but let's see what we can do. I think the toughest part when I was growing up, because I grew up in Bandera, Texas, and so kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And actually, it wasn't Bandera, Texas. It was in Pipe Creek. And actually, it was even outside of Pipe Creek, but I won't go into it because then I'm going to have to say, take a left at the tree, stuff like that. But I knew that things were rough between me and my mother in specific when one time the house caught on fire and my mom was getting everyone together, get my sisters out. And she's like, and the sisters were making too much noise. And she goes, shh, be quiet. We'll wake your brother.
Burn. You got some jokes, man. I've been noticing that about you. You know, so tell me a little bit about how you go about writing your songs and what those original songs mean to you. Is it something that you've been doing your whole life? Is it something that you've just started doing? Where are you at with songwriting of your own songs, and what are your goals with that?
Songwriting, like I said, I wasn't joking when I said it was my second year, first grade. That was when I actually started writing. So then I had a break, there's, you get into college and you have a little break. You develop other interests at that point in time. And then probably when I was about 41, I really said, you know what? I lost everything I have. The kids aren't coming over anymore, so I'm just going to write songs. So I started writing songs. I met my wife through Facebook, and that's been a wonderful thing. So I met you through Facebook and her. I don't know what the correlation is, but I'm kind of liking it.
I'll tell you something, man. When I was growing up, we had these computers that were about the size of that speaker right there. And we're talking about just the screen. We're not talking about the box that came with it too, right? Which was probably equal size.
I couldn't get into those classes, but it's nice to hear the story.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, we couldn't afford a computer, so I got to watch. I get to go over to my rich friends. They all had them, the old Commodores and that was the first Apple essentially, right?
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Commodore 64, wasn't it? Yeah, the first Apple. Yep, exactly. And I go over to their house, and I can remember this one guy, and I knew, not just because his parents were wealthy, but they were both doctors and very, very smart. And I don't mean like medical doctors. I'm talking PhD, doctorates. And he ended up inventing a lot of the technology that we use today that has to do with pixels.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, he's set. But I can remember him at, I think he was 16. I was probably 6. And he was in his room all the time. I'm like, what in the hell is he doing on that thing?
If he was 16, I could tell you what he was doing, but
no,
it's another channel.
You know what? But back then, that wasn't as prevalent, man. You couldn't find stuff like that at that time. This was right when the internet came out.
You know what? If you were young and desperate, I'm sure you could work something out.
Well, we just go find Dad's catalogs, Dad's magazines, man.
Did you say the Sears catalog?
No.
Come on, man.
No, I think he said that out in the audience. No. I prefer JCPenney's myself, but anyway. Yeah, just a little bit. Sears, man, some of them girls, man, they really need to check their career choices. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding, man. There's such different times then, but the point that I'm getting to is that with technology the way it is now, if you are not part of that landscape and doing social media, you're going to get left behind, especially in this industry. Can you tell me a little bit about what your experience with social media is? Do you love it? Do you hate it? And what is your favorite platform to use or your favorite means of social media? Do you feel like you're very good at it, or is it something that, you throw over to the wife and say, hey, do this for me?
My wife doesn't, no, she wouldn't like that. She doesn't. I kind of enjoy social media because my music is about people. And so when I play a show, either by myself or with my band, the idea is to give people a break. All week long, these people are going to work. They're busting their butt. And by the end of the week, they just want a few minutes, just a break. So when they come to our show, they'll find out through social media. But then when they come in, they can lay the rocks at the door, come in, sit down. We'll have a few drinks, have a few laughs, and then we send them on our way. So social media helps me reach out to people that I wouldn't normally come into contact with. And sometimes that's scary, but it's just part of the landscape that we are in right now. But it's also cool because I've met people in the Philippines. I have a co-writer in Australia. Poor thing, I haven't made her any money. Unless y'all send in the money now. Just send it in.
Yeah, they got this little thing. It's called PayPal.me, and then you do that little / and you put it straight to Sebby Music Group, and that will make sure that he gets the money. Probably never.
In care of Sebby Group too, Uncle Brent.
Right. Yeah. Hashtag Uncle Brent. Yeah. Throw that in your notes so I know where the money goes to. The 10% that he gets.
Hey, I would split 10%.
Let me tell you something, man. The reason I said that, Brent, was to be a smartass because in this business, you ever had a music manager or artist manager?
You're looking at him, man, and he's horrible. The guy just, all he does is want to write songs.
A lot of those people, man, they're going to come in and right off the top, they're getting 20% of everything. And I mean everything. And that's the nice ones. Then there's these other ones that have crept out of the woodwork, and I won't mention what town they came from, but I'm sure you could guess. And what they do is they come in and they want to get you with their preferred record label, their preferred producer, their preferred this, their preferred that. And there's nothing wrong with having networks and having preferences and knowing work relationships. But there's something really wrong with trying to get an artist that has a great catalog of original music. And I don't mean that necessarily any of those are hits, but let's just say you had 10,000 songs written. The chances that there's something in there that you could use, or there's something that could be cultivated with the co-write into something that could be successful for you is pretty damn good. These guys come in, they get you to sign up with their record label, sign up with their publisher, sign up with this, that, and the other. You think you're set. And you start getting paid, and they're paying you like you're an employee. You might make 60, 70 grand a year. So you're like, oh, I don't have to work anymore. I can just do my music. Yay. And the whole time you're pumping out songs. The next thing you know, you go to try to do something and you get a copyright strike. And you're like, what the hell? This is my music. And then you look at it and you see the publishing company. Well, that's my record label. And so you call your manager and you tell your manager, hey, man, I just got a copyright strike on my YouTube channel that you told me to try to monetize. Remember, you told me I need to get with my social media. And I was trying to use this content. Well, you can't use it, Brent. Well, why not? It's my song. Well, do you remember when we signed your 360 deal with the record label? Yeah, they own the publishing rights now.
But that's why this time is good. Anyone can be an artist. You can keep your own money unless you sign under me, and then I will keep some of your money. But
he will keep all your money. He won't give you any.
I'm just kidding. But now's a good time to be an artist because you can develop your own contacts. You can have your own co-writes. You can decide how you and the songwriter are going to split it up. If you're working with just a hardcore songwriter, they take 50% of the songwriting side. And if you're the artist and you have your own publishing company, you can get the 50% of the publishing company and 25% of the songwriter side. And so this is the greatest time. I know a lot of people say bad things about social media streaming platforms, but I'll be honest, when there weren't streaming platforms, I made nothing. Now at least, I'm making 0.0000677 cents. But that's better than nothing. We have a lot of freedom now that we didn't have before. I can go write with anybody I want. I can write songs with anyone I want. I can play songs with anyone I want. If anyone wants to play my songs, they don't have to worry about it because I'm going to let them play, because I know if they play them live, then I'm going to get a portion of that being a songwriter too. Because if you're with a pro, then you can sign up with them, and then you report when you play live, and you report what you play. If you're smart, you report your songs too, and then that gives you a little extra income. There are multiple ways to make incomes now as a songwriter and a performer and songwriter. So it's great if you can do that for yourself. It's hard. Don't get me wrong, because you're having to do everything now. You're the band leader, you're the musician, you're your publishing, you're your social media, you're the treasurer, which can be horrible for some of us that like guitar equipment. So you don't want that person to have control over your money. But
that's why I have no treasurers, except all this amassed expensive equipment that some of it I still use, like the Electro Voice tower that we're using tonight,
and that's very nice too.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, and everybody's like, well, you have an endorsement with them, that's how you got that. No, actually the story is I bought that before I ever got my endorsement. I invested in myself because I knew I wanted that product endorsement, and I had to figure out how am I going to get their attention. And it was one of the newer products on the market that honestly, even before I got the endorsement, I was recommending it to God and everybody. I was like, man, get you one of these. They were like, how are you getting that sound? And I pointed at that, and they go, nah, it's all this. And I'm like, no, it's not. Or whatever venue I was playing that had house sound. I was like, no. And even full band, we'd put two of those in stereo, and people would be like, dude, there's no way you're getting all that sound out of those. And I'm like, yes, there is, all day long. If you know how to run sound and you study your equipment, that is one of the finest. And for those of you that can't see it that are listening on Texas Internet Radio, it is an Electro Voice, an Evolve 50. And that was the very first model that came out. And they've got a couple since then that are a little bit less expensive and do a couple different things. Mainly the sacrifice is 2 inches of subwoofer. But for the upgrades and being able to run everything, this one you can't really do effects on unless you have like my setup, or I'm running it through a digital board that has an effects unit built into it, you know, a patch in there, and I can go in there and set all of that. But the point being is that you've got to find ways, and ways that you can make money are doing affiliate programs, like with software that you use to manage your business. Sign up for an affiliate link with whatever software or apps that you're using, and go out there and show those companies that you're spreading the word about them. And the next thing you know, they're like, hey, we've got this opportunity for you. We got that opportunity. Not only that, you can get some of that software that you're spending all that money a month on to use those apps for free by doing that. And also you're helping another musician that might not know. They're like, how do I do this? And they spend hours, like I do all the time, looking on Google to try to find the answer. And then all of a sudden, after 4 hours of research, you find the magic. And it's usually an app or a software that's been out there forever.
Or it's on YouTube.
Yeah, or it's on YouTube. I always like to say, Google that stuff.
Yeah, that'll work too. It'll take you to YouTube.
Or it'll take you
or
to
my website or your website.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Google's it is very powerful. And while we're talking about the landscape of the music scene and everything like that, I'm gonna let you get two more to finish your thing out here, and then we will do the swappy and and get another artist up. But really quickly, you've got to pay attention. If you're not doing it, artists out there, music industry professionals, get a LinkedIn account. I promise you in 5 years, you will really thank me for that as Facebook disappears. It's coming. So you better be ready. And what opened up LinkedIn, you're probably like, why not Instagram? Why not TikTok? Well, TikTok opened that up. So the two that I would recommend to anybody if you're not using them, and I was against TikTok for multiple reasons. One of them being a personal one that I won't get into on the air, but it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. So embrace it, get on it, start learning how to use it for your advantage. Focus on short content on all your platforms. Make sure you have long content to balance it out too, or you will not get monetized. You will not grow. So you got to have a combination of both, and look into LinkedIn. And don't forget, your YouTube channel is still relevant. Get on it and start working it. Video is going to be big in the next 5 years. And if you're not on that train, you're going to get left behind. All right, well, let's get Uncle Brent to play us two more, and then we are going to do the swappity swap.
All right. Thank y'all very much for listening and listening to everything we had to say about the music business. The final, most important thing about the music business is to what he said was invest in yourself. Take the money you make, get yourself new gear, or get yourself computer applications, or get yourself time in the studio, or someone that knows the application. Bring them over, pay them a little money, but that helps too. I'm going to play two more originals, and then I'm going to let someone wonderful come up and play a few songs. This next song, it's a song that I'm going to be working with AJ Vallejo to record, and we're in the final parts of mixing it, so it should be pretty cool. If y'all don't know AJ Vallejo is with the band Vallejo. So. worked hard every single day. Now I moved on. I could say I'm sorry. You were torn, trying to break me down. Now I'm gone. I could say I'm sorry, but I'm not. No more playing your sick games. Don't have to deal with your 2 feet. Now that I found a better place, you asked me back, but you just made your grief. We worked hard, toiling day and night. We moved on. I could say I'm sorry. You were torn, trying to break us down. Now we're gone. I could say I'm sorry, but I'm not. No more playing your sick games. Don't have to deal with your 2 feet. Now that I found a better place, you asked me back, you just made me. No more playing your games. Don't have to with no face. Now that I found a better place, you asked me back, but you just made me. All right, thank you very much. This final song, it's called Tequila Nights. I'll be honest, I really like too many songs about tequila, but this one is a little bit different. This is at the end of the night, actually the next day. I have bookend songs. I have my first tequila song and I have my end tequila song. This is the end. The first step has already happened. Next thing you know, you're waking up. There's sand everywhere. You can't find your keys, but you're holding the garden gnome. And so that's what this song is about. Still looking for my keys, boys. 1,000 brains still on this street. How'd I even get back to home? Where'd I get this out in New York? And my jeans are covered in sand. Whose phone number's on my hand? Can't think straight or see quite clear. Guess I should have stuck with my beer. But tequila, that's all the best. Even though it makes me do things, wear a dress. Well, it goes down quick, and you may not remember it. But tequila, that's all the best. Woke up in a good strong brew. Sun's out in the woods of life too. Went out drinking really last night. Met this guy with a cup real high. So we threw back a couple of shots. That's where my memory stops. One thing I just don't understand. Did I wrestle this moment in the sand? But tequila, that's all the best. Even though it makes the show my main quest. Well, it goes down quick. May I remember it, but tequila, that's all the best. But tequila, that's all the best. Even though it makes me do things like wear a dress. But it goes down quick, and you may not remember it. But tequila, that's all the best. But tequila, that's all the best. All hail to the gardeners out there.
Y'all make some noise for your new friend, Uncle Brent.
Y'all have a good evening. Thank y'all for acting like you care. I appreciate that.
Hey, real quick before you hop off that stage and we go to a quick break. So for those of you watching on TV, you will just be looking at the screen and listening to music while we get the very next artist ready to go. And real quick, tell people where they can find you and get your music on those wonderful social webs while we get ready for Without Image Band stripped down to get ready to do their thing.
All right, I'm Uncle Brent. You can find me on my website at unclebrentmusic.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Uncle Brent Music. So pretty much Uncle Brent. At this point, I should be the #1 Uncle Brent on Google, but just throw music at the end and that should pull up. Thank y'all.
Well, thank you so much. And hey, we will be right back with y'all right as soon as we get everything set up. Y'all get ready for Without Image Band stripped down today. So we will be back.
Are you ready for me to unplug?
You're good?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Guys, is and I give you right the second time. She was better enough. She asked me why, who's to say? I can feel how her heart beats. She ever felt like she was safe, sleeping next to me. Maybe I'm okay. Maybe I'm chase away all the time. Maybe I'm the blame. Rather than and now, maybe one thing she's something not so long. Ain't the feeling with the girls, no, we, maybe I'm, maybe I'm really so out of town. Maybe I'm on the way, riding around thinking out loud. Maybe I'm spinning like I'm right. I don't feel it. I'm alone the next night. Running around while they hit me. Do you think that I'm in singing down in the maybe maybe I'm real. She's the way out of town. Maybe I'm the way around in the
Songs say the same old thing, like a broken record. Down on the thing, pretty girls pick up, get off. Put up dirt road, street line, jumping on the kill. I heard you sing now. I don't mind. This is just and it's that maybe to the moonlight. That you chase the stars. Every time you hear that cry, when you see and those you your
We're going to interrupt your and bring you a live stream. How about that?
Check.
How about that? Get. I know this is your first time on the show, too. If you will do me a favor, your volume on your guitar where it is, whole performance, leave your EQ right where it is. Let me handle all of that for you, and I promise you'll have a good ride.
Yeah, because that's all I got to
All
point.
all right.
That
Okay. So, can you give me a little bit of a verse or a chorus or something, just so I can check your levels, and then we're good to go.
Yeah, sure thing. First shall we fade in your memories here. I love the way you walk, the way you shake that caliente reed. It was a sultry night away from town. Now the city lights up with fire, sweatless and body. We started getting naughty. We got down right then and there. Your Monaco, baby, the senorita, you're only at midnight, your strong margaritas, your salt and the lime, be the shot tie, your spice about as wide, the salsa's fine, like the real band, that to be a part of this chica, pay for my
If you're good with that, I'm good.
hold it.
All right. Sweet. All right. All right. Well, we're back, and if you will look on the stage, we have one of the members of Without an Image Band. I will let you introduce yourself, sir, and tell us a little bit about how you guys got your start, what you're all about, and why you're here today.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to coming on out here, following the show for a little bit, and my name is David Marshall, but on stage, everybody got a stage name. I have a gray beard for no apparent reason whatsoever. And as a retired Green Beret from the United States Army, a lot of the tunes that I actually write are veteran based that happened during the war. So that way, even though they don't sound warlike, it's my way of having no medication, a bed check, and getting a paycheck because I don't trust the therapist, the VA, as you can always tell. So with that, I just started writing songs shortly after September 11th. Actually, on September 12th was probably the first song I wrote that was almost, I wouldn't say a commercial success, but it made people think because we knew we were about to disappear. And 15 years later, I kind of came out of hiding. Everybody thought I was dead. Fast forward to 2020, and a couple of us got together and started the band, and we're without image for one purpose. We're not locked into one genre. And as I like to joke, we all got faces for radio. So the other guys would have loved to been here. Check it out, and we do play around Los Angeles. So, but that's kind of what we're about. We would love to be those big rock stars without having to go on tour and be big rock stars.
Man, isn't that the dream, dude?
It really is.
Yeah. If you could, if I could do that, which that never worked. What it equated to me when I was making my run at the Stars in the Skies was sometimes 3 weeks straight of minimum 7 shows a week, whether they were acoustic or full band. Sometimes I would do 12 shows. It just depended, and I would grind it out, man. And finally, I'd burn out, and I'd take, a weekend off here or there just to recoup, and then I did that for about 10 years straight, man.
That's awesome.
Well, it was a ride, dude.
It is a ride. Everybody's like, what's it like being on tour? I don't know, probably a whole lot like deployment, and depends on what city you're in. You're getting shot at too. So
yeah. I think we get shot at everywhere we go nowadays.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your service first and foremost.
You guys were worth it. It was either that or jail, and the jury took too long deliberating. So I guess I got 20 years out of it. So I'm already past that life sentence.
Yeehaw! Yeah. What branch did you serve?
I was in the Army.
Thank you again. Yep, and we're looking forward to hearing some of your originals and stories and some cover tunes and whatever you got for us. I'm going to let it rip, and we'll catch up about midway and do a little bit of fun stuff.
Sounds like a plan. I appreciate it. So everybody, I said this song was actually written September 12th, 2001. It was the first song. The towers just fell. Everybody was in array, and they were just scared. And I realized my life's about to change a whole lot. And this is called Looking from the Outside In. If we were looking over and see the man that no one to be. He splashes water on his face. You have to see from the ground. Another day outside to stay alive. Who is the man that is speak of? Is he equal to some distant land? Unless you live life, you'll never understand. Why does he do this for me? Why would this man not accept defeat? Because he chose his life, and that's the way he wants it to be. Looking from the outside in, people don't know the life that he lived. Secrets known to no one but him, and he lives so. When you see the cover, you see this man with a smile. Every living day, burden that gets carried away. Cause these are my brothers, and all that we do for you. Who really knows him the way that I do? I bet it's not you. Some of the men, they are married. They've got the family at home, while they're on the others that always wake up alone. Some of the men wanted children, but some black road judge told them no. Some of the guys wish the girls would decide to stay at home. Looking from the outside here, people don't know the life that he lived. The secret's known to no one but him, and he lives on. Covered. You see the man with a smile on every living day, a burden that gets carried wide. Cause these are my brothers, and all that we do for you. Who really knows him the way that I do? I bet it's not you. What if this man meets his fate? Will one of you choose to take his place? Yes, I know I will. I've been doing it for a while. And then when all of this land, will you even recognize those men? Or will you turn away and spit in your face like the end of Vietnam? Looking from the outside here, people don't know the life that he lived. The secret's known to no one but him, and he lives on. When you see the cover, you see this man with a smile. Every living day burden that gets carried by now. And these are my brothers, and all that we've done for you. Who really knows him the way that I do? I bet it's not you. I bet it's not you. I bet it ain't you.
Dude, I'm digging.
So that's what I learned is if you can write about love, then you can write about love because there's a lot of humor to go for. And so for every guy out there watching where you realize your name was really jacked up, you realize that you like to write songs too. So of course, because when you hear that one, you can find them on Spotify, Apple, or from the outside in, and it gets very heavy. This one here is not on there yet. We're going to be getting there shortly because this is called The Kiss. One of those days when nothing ever seems to go right. Hell, you're in a phone, you get down in the dumps, you can't figure out why. Your long life jerks you up out of bed, and the things to do, this just runs through your head. Looks like I forgot the key and vital wall. My lovely lady still lays in bed. Wish that I would have remembered this. Then I wouldn't be cold in despair. I made a right turn when I should have gone left. I spilled my dang drink all over my chest, and I missed my exit off in the stage 76. And now I'm pissed. Then I took a header down that flight of stairs. Pulled my back and muscle rubbing my derriere. All because I rushed down without giving her a kiss. Well, hell, I knocked it up. Just a few of them luck, and I slug it on. And went to grab me some lunch. I ordered me a big old plate of raw with you. For y'all that know, you know the truth. When I picked up my plate, the brisket was cold, and the cook swapped out the green corn for something old. The only thing left was some dying Mountain Dew. What's a guy to do? If only I could remember this, then I wouldn't be cold in this mess. I made a right turn and I should have gone left. I spilled my damn drink all over my chest, and I missed my exit off in stage 76. And now I'm pissed. Then I took a header down a flight of stairs and pulled my back a muscle rubbing my derriere. All because I ran out without giving her a kiss. So I did the only sensible thing. I turned this call around, stopped I was doing it. I raced on home to right this road. Well, see, now I ain't superstitious, but I really do think that the man upstairs is humbling me. Just waiting on the porch and the roll of a cup of coffee and a smile on the face. She told me I was up the whole damn time, just waiting to feel those lips on mine. When that fell through, I asked her in up a few. I know the prayers come true. Then she grabbed my cheeks and kissed my face and said, baby, have a great rest of your day. Ow! So hope that y'all remember this. Then you won't end up in my mess. You won't make right turns when you should go left. Won't spill the damn coffee all over your chest. So you play your misdirection on Interstate 76. She won't be pissed. You won't take that header down the stairs. You won't pull your back walls up in your derriere. All because you're too damn far to rush out. Oh, because you're too and strong to rush out without giving her a kiss.
Nice. Hey, I'm digging the original stuff, dude. It's a nice little. It's got a Texas kind of a rock Americana crammed in with a bunch of different genres. I can feel you, brother.
I appreciate it. That's
Yeah.
that one was actually that tempo was actually inspired by our favorite spot before we closed down before COVID. My wife and I go out and do some country dancing, and I can two-step. We can do all those crazy things, but I realized there's a one step out there. It's more like the Santa Fe lane, just kind of stepping around the floor like this, like you get a broken ankle or something with a walking boot. And all the kids love to dance, and I was like, I need me some songs that would actually do that, because every single concert, if we're doing, we'll do a mashup of whole lot, Folsom Prison Blues and Whole Lot of Love. And there'll be people out there two-stepping to it. Oh yeah, starting out with like a. Well, I hear the train coming, running round, and hell, I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when, 'cause I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. And I hear that train on welfare standing tall. When I was a year old, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns. Well, I got a man in Reno just to watch him die. And I hear that love from your soul. I'm letting my head down and cry. Well, looking in the front of me and them crazy dining calls. I know they're drinking bourbon and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming, and that don't bother me. But they're free to keep on moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they release me from this prison, if this railroad train was mine, I'd take it very long, silver a little further on down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I'm gonna stay. And I'll use that stupid whistle to blow my blues away.
Super cool, dude.
You ever have to pay a double licensing fee for a song? Because that's how you.
Yeah.
It's like a Zeppelin. If anybody left alone, you don't need that song.
That's funny.
mean, Johnny's already gone. We love him. But
Y'all got anything that y'all have put out to radio? Where are y'all at with that process? And what are y'all working on?
we got we're actually getting into the studio here. We're going to put it out our LP because my drummer is just introduced a band who's not here, but my drummer Gil Escovedo out of San Antonio. He's the son of Gibby Escovedo, great Tejano player in San Antonio, like famous. And we started going through the songs of what we have, 4 original tunes of what is bluesy, what is rock, what is Americana, because we want to put, we're without image for a reason. People say you can't make everybody happy. So far, we've had at every single gig. We've performed. We have ourselves a new bassist, Mr. Jesus Peña, or El Rey de Bajo, the king of bass, because he is Mexico's Duff McKagan. He'll stand up there with a cigarette and not miss a note. And he will not play a song for a set list if he doesn't have that one note down. I'm like, I gotta love your perfection. And our lead guitarist, Tony Skipworth, we call him the stripper. He will shred anything, anytime. He is the most shredding guitar player I've ever heard, and it's kind of like, I mean, you don't have to play his main notes, but why? Because he's the lead guitarist. That's what we do. But so yeah, we're getting in the studio. We're actually going to Warhammer Studios over in Universal City. There's another Army guy, former Army Ranger, a very good friend of mine, and he's actually one of the main engineers there. So it's just they do War Drum Studios, and they do mostly metal. But when they heard our stuff, dude, let's sit and make this thing down. And since the 20 years of the Army, I couldn't be on tour except the one sponsored by the Air Force taking us there, and whoever packed our parachutes to jump us in. We got per diems. We got paid like rock stars occasionally. But I finally was able to put with the songs we have by using SoundCloud. There's a ton on our SoundCloud site, SoundCloud/without_image, and you will actually see the entire genre. It says draft. Hey, congratulations, you're hearing it the way that we can hear. We'll come out and we'll play a song, and people are like, when are you going to record it? Well, when it's perfect. But
are they ever perfect?
Never.
When there are babies.
And I am my until I got married to my wife, I was my worst critic. But yeah, on the way home, sometimes it's like, you shouldn't do that, which is cool because she is actually our manager, the illustrious Rhonda Marshall, aka the boss. And she said, hey, get this stuff out there. So we have our first actual honky tonk song that's on Spotify and it's on Apple. It's called Order to Go. All because David Lee, I think most people know David Lee around this area. It's one of the best people I know, the most humble person I've ever met. And he said, hey, if you want to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle. Sorry, bro. Okay, you got a honky tonk song. Well, what's a honky tonk? It's a dive bar, but it sounds better. Well, that's my kind of people. I'm a biker and I like dive bars. And, what the song was, it's all about if I would have quoted my wife right, because she's not my first bride and I was stupid. So, and if it's just kind of based on the movies where like, check please, and people are like, hey, let me get this order to go. Why? Because they're like, oh, something cool's about to happen. And so people love this song and actually get requests. People actually know the words, which was kind of cool. And so when they sing it, we get people up on stage to stomp and clap, and whoever stomps and claps the best, from depending on the gig, we get them, we buy them a drink, and that makes them happy. Because we said anybody puts out a line dance to this song, yeah, I'll dig in my pocket and I'll pay you $1,000. Because if you get a line dance, you know it's going to be good. So that little song was something like this, and you can actually find this on Spotify and SoundCloud and music and everything else. So, well, I remember the moment the very first time I looked at you with my own 2 eyes. You had strong, you walked with grace, your son in disposition lit up the place. I checked my ego, swallowed my pride. I humbled myself, and damn, I was surprised when you asked, boy, why'd you make me wait? Let's take this order to go. Lord, I know I'd rather be far away from here with you than spending all my time alone. Trying to wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and a turn because I can't hold you tight alone. Let's take this order to go. When we were more popular, you had class. You wouldn't even let me put my hand on your cause you know the best things in life are earned, not free. She's the man who want me than I thought I had. You even broke me open me there on that, oh Lord. What you gonna think of me? Let's take this order to go. Lord, I know I'd I'd rather be far away from here with you than spending all my time alone. See, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning, cause I can't hold the I don't know. This ain't this old. Now we've been this for we've been living right, just not living the life. Broke down and brought you a ring. Well, we went on out to see and when the place on the ring in your hand, you look around, said, baby, what my daddy think? Oh, hell, it's ordered to go. Lord, I know I'd rather be far away from here with you than spending all my time alone. See, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning, looking on the time. Oh, Lord, let's take this order to go. Let me take you away. When we jumped in the car with the engine rolled, I nearly put the damn pedal through the floor like a bat out of hell. We flew away. Well, I ran on up to your old man, said, about time to take your daughter's hand because we're young. I need to start my family, yeah. If you know what I mean, you take this order to go. Lord, I know I'd rather be far away from here with you than spending all my time alone. See, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning till the candle to time. Oh, Lord, let's take this order to go one time. Oh, take it to the God. Lord, I know, yeah. I'd rather be far away from here with you than spending all my time alone. See, I don't want to wake up in the middle of the night, tossing and turning to the candle to time. Oh, Lord, let's take this order to go. I said, oh, Lord, let's take this order to go. I said, oh, Lord, let's take order to go. So that was the first song that without it, and we knew we were on to something. And David Lee was playing on it and was like, "Man, that's fast." I was like, "It's supposed to be fast."
Yeah, I really dig that, dude. I am digging the heck out of that, man. That's a fun song. What do y'all think out there here, Goofy? Man? Yeah, pretty interesting stuff there, man. You got so much diversity in this performance, man. I'm really digging what you're doing here, man. Good job.
I appreciate that. And one of the things I learned, I will try and speak music from time to time with a Philadelphia accent. I got, I'm a Philly guy. Go Eagles! If you're a Cowboys fan, just stay out there. But no, it's just from coming from a rock background and coming in here. I'm a full Texan. I retired out of the Army. So I embrace Texas because Texas embraced me, except for 5.5 months of football season. At that point, I had to come out the house and start throwing things. I mean, it's okay. Go Texans. Because it's got to be Cowboys sticks. But one thing I learned about Texas has more pride in its state than Pennsylvania did. And we were the first capital. We got the Declaration of Independence. City of brotherly love. I mean, it's just, and it's just one of those godsend places. I mean, they love their veterans, they love their music. People are just genuinely good here. And I was just like, well, there's two things you all like to do that everybody likes to do. I guess everything's better in Texas, and so this one is bigger. And actually, co-wrote this one with Terry Tanner because I also administer for veterans and their servicemen and their spouses dependents to teach them how to play guitar and write songs called Soldier Songs with Voices. We had a chapter in San Antonio. There's San Marcos. Great, but I was trying to play around with the song because Terry is great. If you ever heard of Old Lady, they're phenomenal. But Terry sat down, I gave him some lyrics, I threw him his way, threw him back at me, he's like, that's crap. So I rewrote them, threw him back, he threw crap. Well, you rewrite it. He sent it back to me, I was like, that's crap, let's take a couple words here and there. And so this is called Summer in Texas. And it has to do everything with drinking beer on the beach, drinking beer on the river, and don't mess with Texas. Miles and trucks are like I said. Out in Texas, we got to do each man. We got to feel the ball in the air from morning to night. We got a lone star shining like chilling on eyes. Rebecca, Garrison, Bruce, it was all night. We got a little something here for everyone to get right. Yeah. We like to sit by the ocean and chill. Elvis and to old Brownsville. No, but it's and hell no, not a big city feel. Yeah. So pack on up and get your butts down your fares. There and damn, you'll be having a blast. From Padre Island to Varances Bay. This is how we live our best summer life down here in Texas. We got the Creole cold, Bay River's hot and damn. Few things are cooler than a floater's tan. We got the preacher's daughters throwing beers, the coolers that flow. Campus line the banks as far as you can see. The average drunken level is 0.13. Dudes trying to impress the ladies doing backflips from rope swing. Yeah. Like to tie off and mix it into two and be half-baked well before noon. No bad feelings at all, only lazy river blues. Yeah. Like to hang out with all of our friends, playing music from George, Willie, and Johnny Cash. It's always a party and welcome to crash. This is how we live our best summer life down here in Texas. So whether back with the toes in the sand or floating down the river with a beer in the hand, we don't care what California thinks of us because we choose to live free. Yeah. And we don't have much of anyone. Just remember the Alamo and old Sam Houston. Don't mess with Texas or we'll put a boot in your ass. This is how we live our best summer life down here in Texas. Oh, down here in Texas. Ooh, down here in Texas. Oh, we're gonna get that one before I expect to hear like just portable speakers going down to Guadalupe. Just go, we got it. And someone's gonna get pissed off like only 1.13. Hey man, I don't want to be held liable if somebody decides to get too drunk. Then the new Broncos cops like, Mr. Marshall, come here. What did I do?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they they, they really like uh, they really like to screw with people around.
Oh, yeah.
I've received 2 trophies myself in my 16 years out here. My little trophy. The second one cost me about 30 grand. So there'll be no more of those. It's the most expensive pay to play I've ever got.
It's it's I'm on
Unbelievable, man.
I'm on my third wife. She's my forever wife because I'm not fast. I ain't stupid. I'm not good looking like I used to be. So yeah, the fact that she chose me, well,
At least at one point in time, you were good looking.
I think so. I mean,
What if you were?
no.
what if you're-
I had a bad experience I had a bad relationship with my mother. She didn't even like my face.
What?
I'm telling you, just terrible. Homeless people were like,
Mama said no.
Here's $1 back. But actually, one of the things that I try and do with songwriting is it's because I can sing about very dark stuff, and I do have some very dark songs, things that make people think, bring social stuff to light, but also having fun songs because if people have fun songs, they'll have a blast. And something I learned about guys of our age group, we're just going to say 45 and higher, when they do get divorced, for some insane reason, they like LBGs, which is little brown girls. That would be all of our sisters that are about to be a Fiesta. Um, Here's another public service announcement, ladies. We love you, but please keep the caterpillars at home. Let them breed and become butterflies. Don't wear them. Big wind, you'll know what I'm saying. And if I get stabbed tonight, baby, I'm sorry. But but a lot of the guys, especially Green Berets, they would meet Colombian girls and everything else, thinking that they were still 18, 19, 20 years old with all that vitriol, and they have no idea. Unfortunately, I didn't bring a cable, so this one's going to be lower. And it's actually the one I was doing sound check. This is called "You're Bad for My Heart."
Nice.
When I first saw your face, that memory stayed. I love the way you walked, the way you shake that hand here. It was a sultry night way down. Not a city light to be found. Your sweat glistened hot. We started getting naughty. We got down right there and there. You're my barbacoa, baby, fajita senorita. You're mole at midnight. Your strong margarita. Your salt and the lime. Tequila shot time. Your spicy body's wide. Your salsa's fire. But like the Rio Grande, we were meant to be apart. Cause Chica, you're barefoot arms. Well, you drive on me like a desert fire. I can't keep up the pace. The way you move the hips, baby, we get it all. Any time at any place. Can I come up for air? I need to catch my breath. Your cortisone slow down. You're going to ride this so much to death. You're my barbacoa, baby, fajita senorita. You're mole at midnight. Your strong margaritas. You're the salt and the lime. Tequila shot time. Your spicy body's wide. The salsa's fire. But like the Rio Grande, we're meant to be apart. Cause Chica, bad for my heart. Thought I was good, but damn, I was wrong. I sure as hell wasn't ready for you. I tried to run away. The amigos fell to say, is that you probably? And we're glad you run me through. You're my barbacoa, baby, fajita senorita. Your mole at midnight, your strong margaritas, your salt and the lime, tequila shot time. Your spicy body's wine, salsa's fire. But like the Rio Grande, you're meant to be apart. Cause Chica, you're bad for my heart. Not based on a true story, but based on people's true story. We all know people like that.
Nice.
So as I said before, I do write about veterans causes. One of our great there's a guy by the name of Ivan Davis. Y'all don't know him unless you Google him enough. Not a Medal of Honor recipient, not a bunch of stuff, but he was a Green Beret back in 1968. And over the summer, he went through 32 days in 1968 where everybody was either severely injured or died. And so most of that team is on the wall. And so you'll probably hear a little Alice in Chains, like intricacies of the song, but it's called 32 Days in Hell, Crazy Ivan. This is actually based on research and actually talking with Ivan because I'm a firm believer that if we stop telling people's legacies, if George Strait dies and no one sings another George Strait song after that, are people going to remember George Strait? For a little bit. But if we don't continue to tell their legacies of who they are, good, bad, or indifferent, then hey, we're going to lose something important. That's how families keep going. And your grandfather that you never met. Well, for this one here, if we tell their stories through song, then people will sit there and go, wow, it's kind of like a soundtrack to it. So this is called 32 Days in Heaven. Fresh face, not trained for what was next and what to cry and say. He was summer 68, constant hell for 32 damn days. Foreign bombs in Vietnam, Fever 8, Camp 104 in Hot Town. Tomorrow not promised, so we kept on. Kept moving on. Incoming down, the blast throughout into the world. Charlie's gaining ground on the city now. His replacement didn't make it out. I've been called the planes and the Navy. Give me all you got. We may not be here just to say. Don't care about living with your brothers and your soul slave. And your soul is slave. 32 days he spent in hell. Brother seen one day, next day fell. Fighting every minute of every day for his life. Not lived and not yet, no way. Holding on to hope, searching for life. Charlie don't win this fight tonight. Crazy Ivan won't lose his life tonight. Nobody takes his life. Years coming on August 24th, it's the worst things to be a con. His brother's name's on the wall for 32 days, most before. Only most would fly. 32 days he spent in hell. Brother seen one day, next day fell. Fighting every minute of every day for his life. Not lived, not yet, no way. Holding on to hope, searching for life. Charlie don't get on this fight tonight. Crazy Ivan won't lose his life tonight. Nobody takes his life. Every 2 days he spent in hell. Brother seen one day and next day fell. Fighting every minute of every day for his life. Not lived and not yet, no way. Holding on to hope, searching for life. Charlie don't get a win this fight tonight. Crazy Ivan won't lose his life tonight. Nobody takes his life. You can actually find it on Apple Music and Spotify and everything else. It's 32 Days in Hell, but they just named the song Crazy. Hilarious. There's supposed to be an asterisk. So if you jump on there and you look it without it, you'll hear it. You can't miss it. It starts out with an actual sound of a gunfight from Vietnam that was recorded. You'll hear the gunshots and everything else. So it's supposed to inflict, elicit some sort of response because, hey, when you serve, you leave a part of you overseas. And as many times as I deployed, I'm surprised I got any soul left. So writing songs about that, it actually, I think it does our people justice the way it should be.
Nice, man. Well, we got time to squeeze in two more before we get Mr. Caleb up here, man. He's been waiting so patiently.
Yeah.
Caleb Boles in from out of town. Parts undisclosed. I'll let him tell you about what he's doing and where he's living when he takes the stage here. But man, brother, I am impressed, man. Thank you so much for coming out and doing your thing, dude. And we're gonna have to do a little bit of talking, man. There might be some opportunities for you lingering that you might not be aware of.
I would actually like it. So, actually, no, let me go. Since, I can't give anything to anybody without, loving the Lord and everything else. I mean, honestly, I'm not afraid to say it. If you don't like it, it offends you, it's on you. I can't hurt your feelings. And actually, believe it or not, I wrote a song right after Uvalde's thing last year, and I hate that it had to come back. But this is it's a protest song against gun violence. But I'll give you a hint: it's not about the gun. Because as a former weapons guy, as a Green Beret, it's never the gun. So this is actually called Half Mast, and was inspired by Cliff McLean, great songwriter and great he has an optical shop. So get your glasses from Deeds McLean. Seems like it's half a day innocent child going to school. And I got to spend my day explaining to my scared little girl as she sits in the room. She asked me, Dad, who's that boy on the TV? The proof that's all, please. Then she asked me why he get away when he took the life of all those kids like me. How am I supposed to answer questions like this? Oh, I just hold my head, bow my head, and I pray for a fix. And God said, turn it off no matter what. The TVs, computers, phones, and such. Put your face in the book that's lasted years. If my deeds that the saints recall, you see a smile on the face of our Lord. You don't give his kids all peace from land. And every day the flag will fly at heaven. Like everything is leaving this place. Cause back in my time, this was never the case. Somewhere along the lines, they stopped sitting in the pews to get the next big thing on YouTube. How am I supposed to respond to actions like this? I just bow my head and I fold my head and I pray for a fix. And he said, turn it off no matter what. The TVs, computers, phones, and such. Put your face in the book that's lasted years. Live my deeds that the saints recall. You see a smile on the face of our Lord. If we don't teach our kids this, peace won't live. And every day the flag will fly and have men. Gun ain't the problem, this I know is true. Cain didn't have one to you. It's time and give him his amazing grace. It's the only way to save the human race. How am I supposed to respond to action like this? I just bow my head, hold my hands, and I beg for a bit. Turn it off, no matter what. The TV's, computer, phones, and such. Put your face in the book that's lasted years. Live my deeds that the saints recall. See your smile on the face of our Lord. If we don't teach these kids our peace won't live. And every day the flag will fly. Oh, every day the flag will fly. And have men.
Wow, yeah.
You say you want one more? All right.
You got time to squeeze in one more quick one for us there, and I want to thank you again.
This has been a great time. I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, man.
This one here is actually, this was written during COVID when everybody was just, their lives, everybody life was, and then we started getting smarter, and this was actually based on how bad people's lives were. And as a man, you get old. There's only two times you're allowed to cry: the death of your spouse and and the birth of your child. So we use rain to camouflage. We are the best at adapting. And this song is actually called Rain, and it's a building song. And this one's also on Spotify. It's a long one. And it really hits on a lot of people. If we actually finish out our sets now. Not on mainstream stuff. I feel the need to stand out here. Thunder is rolling in. 100 head of cattle, yeah, the skin and bone. They got that way from eating on my land. The grass is brown, and my gaze is down. Tumbleweed, the wind. The only thing I got left is this half-empty bottle of Jack and yeah. Praying to the Lord, please bring the rain. Old lady took a breath, then she packed her things and she headed west to the place hide for me. Then my dumb old dog died while chasing a big old deer last that old road, all folk and man to stay safe. We bring the rain. Drops of water from the corner of my eyes, and tears. It's rain, oh, it's rain, and a few drops make the brim. Don't just beat up and let my head is in on the road. Please bring the rain. The only thing that comforts me is this whiskey and Novocaine. The brown one masks the symptoms, but rain has the pain. Bring rain. Said bring rain. Bring rain. Said bring rain. Bring the rain when you're all alone. Bring the rain when you got no home. Bring the rain. Feel like your life is done. Bring the rain when you think it's here. Bring the rain when there's no love to send. Bring the rain when it's over before it began. Bring the rain when you've had enough. Bring the rain when life gets tough. Bring the rain when you're broken and through, lost and confused, and you don't have to wait on and keep pushing through. Bring the rain. Bring the rain. Bring the rain. Said bring the rain. Thank y'all. Love y'all. This was awesome. Thank you so much.
Right there. You didn't ever listen to 1995 Kiss at all, did you?
Oh, crazy nights. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, no, you know what I'm talking
Oh,
about. 995 Kiss in San Antonio.
Oh, not, yeah. Occasionally.
Occasionally,
Occasionally.
you draw a little inspiration from there.
Nope.
Never. What is your musical background inspiration? Who would you say influenced your music?
The biggest influence from my music is actually probably the first song I ever learned to play, which was from The Who, Behind Blue Eyes.
Nice.
I love The Who, how they structured their stuff. I actually did not hear my first country song, true story, y'all, until I saw three good old boys from Oklahoma crying at the Fort Benning PX shop at jukebox, eating a piece of Anthony's pizza, crying to friends in low places. And I was just like, who the hell is this guy? And someone's like, this Garth Brooks. It's like, who the hell is this guy? You know, and they're like, oh, we got something better. And I was listening to Pearl Jam's verse when this came out, the second one. I'm like, dude, this is better than that stuff. And Garth, if you're listening, a lot of respect now, dude. But the very first one, that was my stuff. I was like, who the hell cries over music? But I got it because there's always a song that'll go back. And my favorite song, and especially how like things are crafted dynamically, because I am a mediocre guitar player, an okay songwriter. I use my range where I can before I lose it, and I'll just be singing, you know, monotone and stuff like that. But from the Who's Behind Blue Eyes, the next thing I went on to was Love Reign Over Me. It was probably the biggest like rock opera type thing, but the way it came in and how, you know, Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey and, you know, John Entwistle, all those guys, how they wrote that out was just, it still sticks with me to this day. And so, oh yeah, and it was, I mean, so there's so many great of those, you know, those great kind of things out there. And so I just, you know, The Who was my biggest influence. The second influence, believe it or not, was my uncle. He passed on a couple years back. Actually, this is his guitar. So every time I play it, you know, it has his stuff in there, which is great.
There's some sentimental stuff.
I mean, it really is. And, you know, Scott Spooner, you know, from the Spooner Brothers, you know, ones that, you know, they run Warriors Heart and everything else. And they took a picture last year's been their Mardi Gras Fest with the same, you know, black, my black bracelet for Slim, the guitar case, everything else. It was probably one of the, that picture meant more to me than anybody with, with my dumb old hat that I throw off from time to time, which is a Lukenbach hat, Lukenbach anymore. But it's those kind of things like there, because I remember exactly when that picture was taken. I remember how people were thinking because of one of the songs I was playing. And they just came up going, dude, I need that today. I mean, it's one thing to come out and blow some AC/DC off the stage and people go, yes. But crafting a good song where if I understand it, I'm 1 in 100 out of the 7 billion people on the planet now. If I just do it, that means I'm not even going to do the math here, but that's a lot of other people that it might inspire. It might do stuff. And if my old gray-beard self at 47 years old is still out here doing this and I inspire a kid, my daughter likes to sing.
Right.
So, I mean, on our song No More, which I didn't play up here, it is a very, very heavy song. It's an angry song. And it finishes it off. My daughter is the very last thing. No more, no more, no more. It's the cutest thing ever. She was 8 when we did it.
Nice.
And so like, we're at the Shade Tree next week, and she's flying in for her spring break. So I'm going to get Princess Raven on stage, and she'll be like this. I don't want to do it. Just yell every other time. But it's just, she sees my passion for the music and like how I structure a song up, because I want other people not just to like the song, but I want them to know the message of what's behind it. Rain is probably one of the darkest songs you write, because it's a song about, hey, men can't cry. It is based on the worst day of your life, and you have to get through it. And it just builds and builds and builds. And that last scream I do before I play the solo, because I'm not a lead guitarist in the band, but that's one of the few songs I do play the solos on, just because people are like, okay, he's coming from a point of pain, and we get it. Veterans get it, civilians get it, doctors get it,
Well, cool.
ranchers.
I would like to invite you to come on an episode, and this one is something that we can do from home, you and I, and we can bring you into my studio online.
Dude, I'd love to.
And all the technology's there, so you don't have to do any heavy lifting. You just need a computer with a microphone and a webcam, and we're good to go.
I can do that. I can stop by your place. I mean,
Yeah,
I got
whatever.
I got 2 of these EV50s up there. I mean,
Well,
as you were saying earlier, about
this one
stuff.
wouldn't be for performance, but I would like to
Okay.
get more of your
Oh,
backstory.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we could feature some of the songs that you've written that are already, out there and wherever they're sitting at. We can pull them up and we can listen to them, talk about them and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's called Way Beyond the Music.
I like
I
it.
think you've got a really interesting story for that podcast. But I am going to I'm going to cut right now. We're going to take a quick break, get Mr. Caleb Boles in from out of town, and he's going to tell you what he's been up to. I haven't seen Caleb, and we just figured it out. It's been over a decade. So it's good to see my brother from another mother, another gentleman that did his time. And thank you for your service, sir. A good feller. And y'all don't forget to go and check out Without Image Band, wherever
Yep. You can get
you
on.
get your socials and all that stuff, right?
Yep. Without Image Band is our Facebook. You can't miss the logo. It's just a WY. Everybody's like, why? Because I want the music to do the talking, and it's a really easy logo. But so Without Image Band's on Facebook, www.withoutimage.com. It's in, you can go there as well. And then we are on Instagram, and we got a TikTok, which I'm terrible at social media, but I'm getting better because
You only get better if you do it.
no, it only get better if you do it. If I'm not in Facebook prison, then I'm constantly updating it. So.
All right. Well, we will be right back after this short pause for the cause. So y'all hang out and grab a drink and smoke a cigarette or whatever else you smoke. As long as it's not crack, we're all right. And we'll be right back.
Yeah, I try to go back to tears to the damn breaks. I don't need your help to make sound. I'm still carrying her love. Damn straight. There you go. Got me out of that. Where we never
broke her heart. Dance away, won't even pass the road. So baby, get on it. Every time when your song starts, yeah, try to go back to the day of rain. Yeah, try to go back to the day of rain. Damn. Girl, on brighter walking, make every love wonder where smoke till dawn, no wait on, make it hard to breathe. Butterfly tattoo floating just like a breeze. You get one more round, one more try, one more ride. Girl, I see you so right. Know you're somewhere now. I'm gonna figure out how to fly. You may change you like it's on you. May no stop to be. We can be all it's just not you. One more
All right. Well, we're gonna do something we normally don't do, and I'm gonna let you look at my guest, my beautiful friend I haven't seen in a decade. I'm gonna let you stare at this wonderful, lovely man here on stage, Mr. Caleb Boles. We're gonna do a quick sound check, and he's gonna jump right into the music. I'm gonna let him do 2 songs. We'll take his interview. He'll do about 3 more, and then we will wrap it up. So, Caleb, giving you a heads up, 6 songs total. So you pick your journey that you want to take them on.
one more line, one more try, one more ride.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you bet. Let me hear your vocals there.
Check, 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 check.
Check. I thought you liked the chemistry. What happened?
Oh yeah, I
10,
like cash on the barrel head.
10 years changed everything, right?
Right. Hey, hey.
If you're good, let's rip. Rip, baby.
Do it.
It's good to see you, man.
See you too, man.
It's been a long, long time.
Yes,
Dude.
sir.
Brings back some damn red barn memories for me.
Oh man.
We spent a lot of time in that place 10
Yeah, we
years
did.
ago.
Man.
We lived there basically.
Yeah, we did.
We took up residence, and I think Drake might have been running it at some point in time back then, right? Drake
I
Williams,
think so,
yeah. Remember, he had the car, he'd do the burnouts in the building and all that.
Yeah. Is that place still there?
It is. It's different owners though now.
Is the cow still outside?
No, yeah, but yeah, the same people still own it. They'll never get rid of the cow out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
the people own it. They just lease it out to different bar owners. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it's actually the last owners that had it did a really good job with it, but I understand they sold it. So that's something that happens. When people come in, they turn it around, do really good, and then they sell it for their money and run. Yeah, I can't blame them. I wish I could sell everything I'm doing right now and retire. Then maybe I could go hang out in Colorado with you and breathe some fresh air, some of that fresh smoky scented air that they've got up there in
Yeah,
Colorado.
it smells good up there.
I bet it does. I bet it does. Everywhere you turn.
That's right.
And I hear the edibles are pretty good up there too.
I don't know, man. Those kind of put me on a different level.
Yeah, that's the whole point. All right, we'll get to the music, man. We can hear BS all night.
Yeah. Well, this is that guy that just played. He inspired me, right? Singing all those songs about veteran life. So I'm gonna play this one first. It's called "Fortunate Frown." Shackle me down to your hospital bed. You feed me like and your government med. The glow of the street lights still fit my head. It's been 13 years, I still wish I was dead. But there's one more yet to come. And each one still with a man left confused. He still wants my society blind. Yeah, he's still a prisoner in his own mind. Well, he's just a prisoner in his own mind. And near every are you here to stay? 'Cause every piece I perceive it as great. And I feel honey, but it's not my goal. Well, man, I hate it, but yet I miss the most. Now I'm pounding in my skin. I blame their brain, don't you let me in. If I was silent, I couldn't be loud. Yeah, I'm one of the few, I ain't one of the proud. One of the few, I ain't one of the proud. And my angel mind receives the day. And they can't fix my problems down at the VA. They got a doctor with stories and some like my own. Give me a hotline to call from my cellular phone. Solitude forever is my peace. Now I'm down, no cars in the street. They are medicine down. There is no cure for my fortune frown. There is no cure for my fortune frown. Shackle me down to your hospital bed and feed me alive and your government med.
That's deep, bro.
Thanks, man.
That's really.
Yep, most of
Is that a, yeah, is that a newer one? Is that an older one?
it's new. It's not out yet. It's actually going to be recorded EP up in the Redwoods in California. Just a solo deal. Band wasn't with me, but I'm that out this year.
Nice, man.
Just like a 5-track EP.
Nice, dude. Nice. All right, let's hear another one.
Wrote the feeling out of me. Learned all my nature to be scream. Well, you can't go a heart with 1,000 miles. How about you create a life inside? Oh, I see the shadows crawl. Oh, I see the shadows crawl. Now that I'm living in the midnight moon, shaking, telling them, listen, I'd rather get off the mountain than oh, 'cause I've seen the shadows crawl, my friend. Ain't no devil can confess the sins. I let the street black fire reach my end. Stand up for the war if you give a damn. Oh, there's the reason goes by my prayer. I see the shadows crawl. I see the shadows crawl. Won't you just crash to the sun and say, when I'm here with these things we don't love, burn all the money just to trade for trade. Ain't that the real definition of hope and change? Oh. Woke up this morning feeling the world down on me. Turn on Mother Nature, please scream. Thank you.
You know, I heard little stabs in there, dude. I like that, man. I was telling Tristan, the bartender. Y'all give a round of applause to Tristan, man. He always takes great care of us on Sundays. And as you're checking out tonight, don't forget 10s, 20s, 50s, and $100 bills in his tip jar. Make him smile. And he always splits half of it with me. So we're also helping a great cause. We're helping Project Sebby here. Yeah, he does a great job over there making those drinks, serving that food, and making everybody feel like home every Sunday night here. So y'all make sure you take care of them there. And but we were just talking outside about. I was like, man, dude, 10 years. Your vocals, dude, have you found yourself? I
I
think
appreciate it. Yeah.
you found yourself. You know, back in the day, we were all still working on it.
Oh yeah,
you
man.
know.
I'm still working on it.
Well,
you know?
yeah, you never stop. Dude.
Right.
If you want to be great, you never stop.
Right.
You never stop. The minute you stop, you're done. You might as well hang it up, get off the stage,
Oh yeah, dude.
quit doing it, because
Yeah.
then you know everything, right?
Yeah, man. When my son was born, he's 10 months old now. So I had to, when she was pregnant and he was a newborn, obviously I couldn't travel or go anywhere. So now it's starting to pick back up for me. But man, like those first couple of shows, dude, I was playing one show a month for, I don't know, over 9 months, That's like,
Well, I mean, you had daddy duties, eh?
yeah,
Yeah.
still do, but
Yeah, you getting a little more freedom.
yeah.
Well, cool. Where can people find your music at?
Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, YouTube.
And it's CALEBBOLES. And I only spell that out for those listening at home on radio that aren't looking at the screen with the spelling of his name right there. So you can stop what you're doing right now, grab that phone. It's probably already in your hand. Get off of Tinder for a minute and look up Mr. Caleb and give him a follow. Get on Spotify and add him on your lists. And that way he can keep making this great music for us. Hey man, we got time for, let's do 3 more and we're going to get out of here, dude. So I want you to take us on a journey, man. And so great catching up with you. I'm glad to hear that you're back on this side of the planet, at least temporarily, because where all of you live, man, since I've last seen you.
Since you've last seen me. So Colorado. I lived in Conroe for a little bit. That's where my band's from. They live down there. And then now I live just south of the Oklahoma-Texas border, on the Texas side.
Are you closer to the Windstar or the Choctaw?
Choctaw.
Well, guess what? You're going to have a visitor here pretty soon.
Come on up, man.
I'm out here. Ray from Ray's Mediterranean in the house. Thanks for stopping by after you closed up. I had a delicious, my favorite, a gyro from over there earlier today. If you're in the Canyon Lake area, he's in the Hancock Shopping Plaza. Go by and see Ray at Ray's Mediterranean and tell him that we sent you over from Goofy's, man. That's what we do here at Goofy's. Help out our local businesses and our local artists. And now, back to Caleb.
And you got that radio voice down.
Man, I hope so after 20 years. If not, man. You know, I got the face for radio, not TV. So.
Cracks in the surface, everyone pain, and life for enough is a scheme of pain. Like a drift of a crowd when I'm lonesome midnight rain. Exists time for the people and a night of hurricane. Little man in the desert, God was mine, in the dollar that he wanted, waste of his time. Maybe he can't take us, get on down the line. But before you go, could you play us just one more song? Well, I play train Train on. Suppose I head on to the road like some others have done before. And pluck a feather from an angel's wing. Now I'm knocking on the devil's door. I try to strike some dealer who play this box of wood and string. But I ain't never claimed to be no blues man. I ain't never learned to sing. Cracks the surface. No one's pain. Alive with happiness. It's still we gain. Like a drift was war on a long midnight train. Existence for the and a line of cocaine. I'm gonna play this real long time ago. Might have been as long as like we were hanging out. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not.
I will see if I recognize it.
It's old. It just popped in my head as we're down here. This is a song I wrote about. I put myself in a position inside my mind where I thought that how I would think if I was actually at the Alamo, you know, and I knew it was going to happen. Those guys knew it was coming, so I put myself in there in that mind space. Well, there's a wet scares through my skin. I'm taking another pull. Half the out of the sin. Yes, I can now. It's hard to climb in. Just how the children talk. And baby, that's how I breathe. Oh, but you know my name. Yes, only tell me your tongue. Once it misses your lips, only the darkness comes. Oh, you know my name. Black girl in the corner. Oh, speak loud for me. So that I may burn down Nashville, Tennessee. 200 miles from Memphis, oh, $500,000 from King. in heaven, Graceland. Take it out and drink. Whoa, you know my name. Oh, you know my name. Take coonskin cap, the old blade 12 inches long, and then you cross that line, son, where I stand strong. Yeah, 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 I'll until you're late in your grave. Come on and stop on by, son. Get down my way. Oh, you know my name. Yeah, you know my name. Boy, it's on every time. And once the fuse is yours, only the darkness comes.
If I remember correctly, yes, I do remember one. That
I
was
thought it
one.
was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You played that one over at Red Bar a couple times.
Yeah.
And I think even on the old radio, I do for KPL out of Lake Livingston, which was one of the first radio stations I ever worked for
Yeah.
officially as the assistant program director. That was a neat time, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, funny.
Golly.
So long ago, but it seems like
I think
yesterday.
about how much trouble we got in. Or I got in. For
Oh,
sure.
oh, yeah, yeah. Well, after you left, I took over for you, so you didn't miss anything, man. Like I said, 2 trophies from Comal County.
Yeah.
They love me.
I got plenty of stuff to teach my son what not to do.
Yeah,
I got to
yeah.
show him what to do.
Yeah, send them over to Uncle Mark if you need a little reinforcement.
All right.
Let's knock out 2 more, man. We'll call it a night. So
I'll play this one. I wrote it. I don't know why I wrote it. I wrote it before my son was born. But his name is Ahanu, which means he who laughs in Cherokee. And
it's something they don't know about you, man. You have an American running through that bloodstream, don't you?
a lot
sir?
of it.
Yep.
Which it's this is what it looks like now.
Go to mountain. Over the house down. And you play highway up in the tower. Putting more time in there. All the love that you found. Find truth in the stars. And when that peace pipe gets me high, I wake up in the morning, outside on the river, catching rainbow on the fly. Brother, I'm still up in the street. Give me wisdom, give me hope, and give me drugs. Turn my back on myself, and one day I put the bubbles down in the dust. Okay. Okay. Any day is a good day. Let your ego die. First things give thanks. Appreciate your brother like the eagle. You truly will fly. Big medicine from a feather. Big medicine from a fox. Big medicine from the grizzly, the otter, the wolf, and the red tail. Oh, cocaine. Cocaine. Take the palm of the mountain over half of the town. You can be a guy there in the tower, putting ropes around the neck of the love that you found.
Yeah, man.
Ah, we're gonna do one.
Yeah, and then yeah, I don't know if you're headed back going anywhere, what you're doing tonight, but after this, you probably can roll over to another place that you might remember. I'm gonna go roll over to the Hideout too.
Oh,
We're in
old
Savannah. Yeah,
yeah.
and maybe I'll actually. I don't drink much anymore, but I bet I'll have a drink with you.
I don't drink much anymore either, man.
I don't. Yeah, man, I took about 8 months off, and after that, dude, it changed everything. Now I can really go and honestly say I have a drink or two, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes I don't even have that. I get there and I change my mind. Might order a water or a bubbly water and get the hell out.
Yeah, I'm down to go over there, man.
Cool.
Do it.
That way we can actually catch up.
Yeah, for sure. This is a song that I wrote. Actually wrote it here, not at this very bar, but at another one called River Road Ice House down the road a little bit. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details about the story because we don't have that kind of time. So I'll just let you put it in a presentation for yourself. This is called The Wicked Witch of Wimberley.
I think I dated her once.
Well, first time you met I bet I broke at least 9 of them. In my reflection of bad magic, folks smile on the river road. I wasn't caught into a spell. I looked into the statue's eyes. She said, it's hard for a guy to love, yet somehow be so wise. I'll now take yourself a boat. It's still strong and written in the spot for me. And I am making down on some backwards road with a wicked number. I've been restless since I came. Oh, but I've been talking for them. And no one has this direction. Then the moment of the twisted wind, held on grounded. You threw the line and I broke the hook. And now there are 2 chapters of this story. to be held by a book. All the world has a definition, and it's as plain as the day we see. You can find it down at some house bar, where the wicked overwhelm barely. I think she played in the devil's band. She played witchcraft on the tambourine. Oh, she'll leave you in a trance while you're weak and stoned. There's a drummer bangs away on a set of crossbones. While she hisses in the mic that Marie Laveau, well, she ain't got shit on me. No ghost flying from Houston, where the wicked witch of Wimberley. Said, oh, ghost flying from Houston, where the wicked witch of Wimberley.
Man, you heard it here first. A little 10-year reunion. We're going to continue that tradition on down the road. If you're in the Canyon Lake area and you want to come meet Caleb, you will be hanging out with me for probably about an hour over at the Hideout too. And we will catch y'all next week. A special thanks to Tristan. Thanks for staying a little extra for us tonight and taking care of us like you always do. Caleb, one more time, where can they find you at?
iTunes, Spotify, Facebook, TikTok now.
Look at that.
All of it, man. All the internets.
Well, sweet, sweet, and sweeter, man. We are out of here. We will catch y'all next time. Don't forget,